beautiful people. So I'm out on a treasure hunt of a different kind today. I am going to do some rock hounding. So I'm out in the Ochocos National Forest. I'm going to see if I can find some thundereggs and some agates, anything pretty and shiny. So hopefully it'll be a fun adventure. What's cool about this area is a lot of it has open range. So here's some pretty interesting wildlife viewing here. It's too bad. Usually the views here are spectacular, but today we have some wildfire smoke going on, so you really can't see much. But luckily that'll help with the heat when we're rock hounding, so a little bit of a bonus. Okay, so this is the Whistler Springs digging site, and this one's supposed to have lots of thundereggs, that kind of stuff. Thundereggs with opals, thundereggs with agate, and you can see all around are places where people have started digging pits. So I'm just gonna go grab my stuff and start chiseling away, see what I can find. Alright, I have all my gear laid out. I have a pickaxe, hammer, shovel, and pot to put stuff in. And I kind of like the look of this hole here. It has some pretty cool looking mineral deposits. So I'm going to start here. So you can see here, I found this itty bitty teeny mini thunder egg. I get that to focus. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit smarter and dig over here in the shade for a little while. Seems like a good idea. Found one with some pretty neat looking cores. So check out this beauty. This little rustic cabin here, I was told by a local friend, served as a ranger's home. So I went and did some research to see if I could find out more of the history of these cabins. And it turns out Central and Eastern Oregon have a pretty spirited past. So in the late 1890s, early 1900s, the open rangeland became more and more depleted just because of overgrazing. And so this caused some pretty tense situations between the sheep and cattle ranchers, to the extent that historians dubbed it the Range Wars. Cattle ranchers blame the sheep because they said they stripped the land of all the vegetation, and then there were these roving groups of vigilante cattlemen. In 1904, a group formed, and they called themselves the Crook County Sheep Shooting Association of Eastern Oregon. Men were shot at and killed, and sheep were the main victims. In one night of April 1904, there were over 2,300 sheep killed in Lake County. As the violence grew, the federal government finally decided to step in 1906 so that they could issue permits and manage the lands. The early forest rangers had a daunting task before them. Not only did they have to live in these remote locations and build their own cabins by hand to live in, they also had to oversee the management of all the lands around them, including the issuing of the permits for the division of the rangelands. They also had to keep all the parties involved happy, which was probably an impossible task. If that weren't enough to worry about, they also had to do the fire management. They fought forest fires, they coordinated the moving of supplies and people, and they also managed the communications. All this, and they only made $1,200 a year. Sign me up. So from the documents that I found, I think this cabin was built sometime between December 1906 and 1911. In 1906, the Assistant Forest Inspector M.L. Erickson wrote a letter recommending improvements and with expected expenses. In it was line item 3 for the building of cabins at a cost of $150. In 1911, there was a report made to the news supervisor, Homer Ross, that referenced improvements including ranger station houses. This timeline also makes sense because there is a ranger cabin of similar construction in Malheur National Forest. It's called the Allison Ranger Station, and it was built in 1911 by Cy Donnelly, the first ranger in that district. Thank you for listening to my history lesson. Okay, so I had to show everyone this. This is something I love about Central Oregon. We still have real cowboys and cowgirls here. So this is a camp they use every year when they're rounding up the cattle. Here's a cool little corral. Here it looks like just a desolate rock quarry, but check this out. Right in the middle is this beautiful, incredible natural spring. Amazing. I also found this cute little mini fort. It even has a little fire pit. Super adorable. Luckily, I brought some extra water, so if anyone's out here, please do the same. And here we have super secret geode cache. Okay, so I know you're all excited to see the treasure. Ta-da! Check it out. So, mostly I found stuff in my super secret digging site. Beautiful blue geodes. A bunch of cores. And at the original dig site, got some smaller thundereggs. And if you don't want to spend a ton of time digging for your own rocks, even though it's super fun, there's a little store in Mitchell. It's called the Little Pine Gift Shop. And they have pretty reasonably priced thundereggs. You can just pick up some big ones there and tell your friends that you spent all day digging while you were really having a drink down at the Tigertown Brewery. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and happy adventuring.